We're talking about denationalization. That is a crime. A lot of people ask a lot of questions about, the science and, Brother Mudd, what you engage in, what you reading, where you at, where you coming from with this? And just as a brother, man, I read a lot of different literature. So I would say this just as a breakdown coming from me personally. I learned my Holy Creed before I even knew what a Moorish American was, to even understand the nationality or what we were missing as a people. We got the mind, body, and soul, yes. That's the 3/5. Other fifth, nationality, creed. Got to have those in order to even fit inside of the human family, because everybody from the human family has those 5 elements. What did he say? Yes, 5 elements. It's going down. It's getting hot in here, Moorish America. We get into this science tonight. I'm getting geek, feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Got to get loose, because I got some information that I would love to share with the millions and millions and millions of Moorish Americans that are out here today. I see y'all. I know y'all thirsty for it. I see the seeds ready to blossom. I know y'all just need a little bit of nourishment. Like the prophet say, bring that water. You know what I'm saying? So we coming from the book of Ali. I just want to express to you Moorish Americans and the millions and millions of Negroes, blacks, coloreds, African Americans, Ethiopians, Hebrew Israelites. I'm not here to convert nobody, okay? I'm here to just share some information that was given that might be that cooling water for whatever it is that you may have that you think is missing. Like most of millions that's misplaced and denationalized here in America today. We think we Indians. We think we whatever language that they make up in this language, because none of us spoke this language originally, okay? We're speaking a foreign language compiled of whatever, but I ain't about to get into the linguistics of it all, because it still come from Phoenician, so it ain't far from what we doing. Ancient Phoenicians, I hear y'all, I see y'all, I know what you're thinking. But I gotta give it to them this way before I can go back 100,000 years or even 1,000,000 years. The people are still believing that there are no answers, that y'all came from Africa and all your information was displaced and you lost it somewhere in the diaspora of the whatever that's not true. Because a lot of that didn't happen. Yes, there were some boat rides, but those were through the rivers and channels and maybe up and down the coast and oceans going around America. It wasn't transportation like that. We did transport, but that was a long time ago when the continents were much closer together, because everybody know what Pangea is. For those who don't know, when there was a one landmass of all of this, great earthquake, crack, landmasses start floating. That's why the African people look like the African people from South America and all of that, and the cultures and all that, clay pots, all that ancient stuff that you say, oh, these people, yes, they're the same people. However, the only divide was a natural divide. We are still cosmically, universally in tune as melanated people here on this Tiamat, whatever name you want to give the planet right now, okay? Urantia, I can go back, okay? We're not getting into all of that right now. The point is the unison, the oneness. I have all of these particular cultures and all of this is really one science. We just then broke it up and like the continent spread, information did the same thing. So did our consciousness. As the planet evolves, we are on it. As the planet separates and goes through its changes, so does this body. We are symbiotically connected to this earth. Let us not forget the percentages of the water adapting to the body. Man was made of what? Black mud. That's why the holy breath in the mud holy, you see what I'm saying? Y'all ain't even know that. Name been righteous, been spitting that gospel. But back to this. What are we doing? How do we bring this science, this unity? It's too much war. The Christians did, and the Muslim, and the Jews, and the Israeli, and Palestine, and Israel. And yes, Israel was Palestine at one point in time, 75 more years ago. We know this. You can look on the map, do the research. The point is love, truth, peace, freedom, justice. Abrahamic Accords. Did y'all forget this? Did y'all forget? If we all Brahma priests coming from Abraham, however you configure it, from Sanskrit to whatever you speak and spit, we all family. Why we fighting? Well, we about to get into some things, okay? Because it's not fair to me to have a lot of information and see a world going through a lot, and when a few simple sentences or maybe a paragraph of information might be the cooling water, like I said, to give one a sense of peace. Islam, the Lamb, relax, calm down. We're going through too much anxiety. We too timid. A lot of this frigidity and all this nonsense comes from ignorance. Us not knowing who we are, us lacking that sense of identity, us lacking that sense of self-worth, us just lacking, period. So I would like to get into something for the Moorish people, so the Moorish can have a better understanding of where we are placed. Because just because you dark and melanated or whatever, that don't make you a Moorish American. Okay? This isn't for everybody. Some people have different tribes and whatever it is that they come from. Everybody does not descend from the Moorish status or the Moorish bloodline. There's many of us, yes, but this ain't everybody. Okay? I'm not talking about all black people in one hole. And there's a certain way you behave. There's a certain way that you act. It's called descendant nature that you inherit from your foremothers and forefathers. It ain't for everybody. However, I would like to read a paragraph from this book that really cracked me over the head and was like, you know what? Aziz, go into the archives. Moorish or Moroccans, because we do know about Morocco. A lot of people do understand we do fly what you think is the Moroccan flag. However, Morocco did not get their independence and did not become Morocco until 1954, I would say. You could check that date, 1958, something like that, maybe around out of there. However, they were given the flag because these were kingdoms before countries existed. Before World War II, before World War I, a lot of the places that you look at, check y'all maps now. They didn't give y'all world history in public school. A lot of y'all, I know. Some of y'all don't know north, south, east, and west, so a map might throw you off. However, the point is look, learn something new, open your mind, learn how to read a map. So, they weren't put on the map till way later. So where did this flag come from? If it was given to them. Okay? Think about this. Israel didn't exist until 75 years ago. So if it wasn't Israel, what was the name of the land? Of course. We know the name. We know the answer. We know who was there. There were republics to which it stands. One nation. You dig what I'm saying? There is a great distinction between a free national name of Moorish and Moroccans. The Moorish people are the founders of the present-day Morocco and nearly 30 other countries in Africa, west of the line of Ethiopia. The word Ethiopia marks the demarcation line dividing a Mexim between the old man Ham, and his son Cush. The divine and national name Moorish derived from the industrious acts of those Muslims who are the descendants of Moabites, Hamathites, Amorites, Hittites, and Canaanites. Morocco became known as Egypt of the West and became the western capital of the Dominion. Got to remember, there were kingdoms. The lines that was in Africa that didn't exist yet. Kingdoms first. Think of like territories. Then, later on, countries manifested after wars. In 1403, Morocco finally received the ancient five-pointed open green star of the Moorish. Moroccans are confined to the jurisdiction of Morocco, whereas the name Moorish is a collective free name of the children of one father who remembered the relation that binds them to love and unity. Okay? That's one of the differences. We'll read on. The descendant name Moorish became the united and collective free national name of the ancient Moabites and West African gods who formed themselves kingdoms in the westward portion of the dominion of Amexem. That's where we at right now. Over here. Amexem. That's where they get Mexico from. Like I said, it was wars were fought, places got turned into countries. That's why y'all like Mexican food and Tex-Mex and y'all don't even know it. And the salsa and the sour cream. Anyway. Their conscientious works and productivities include dredging rivers for trade, establishing universities of science and education, and forming themselves kingdoms. These kingdoms are called this day Morocco, Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, Libya, Chad, Mali, Senegal, Gambia, Ghana, Nigeria, Congo, Angola, Namibia, Botswana, and today's shout out to South Africa, etc. The Moorish are the true founders of these Western African kingdoms. Across the Atlantic to the continental Americas and adjoining islands. This is why Noble Drew Ali declared the Moorish Americans are descendants of the ancient Moabites. Ancient, not the ones y'all reading about in the Bible. Stop with the Bible. Don't go to your Bible trying to do this here. A lot of confusion. You want to learn about a Moor or Moorish? Talk to the Moorish. Don't Google. No. Kick it. Talk. People talk back. Ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. You have to see Act 6 for, more explanation. But that is in the Divine Constitution. Okay? Yes, there's a Moorish American Constitution. Shout out to the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. The free national name, Moorish, connect to the descendant nature of their ancient forefathers and American to illustrate their aboriginal and indigenous status to lands furthest west. The prefix in forefathers modifies the word father to mean God, the Father, first father, beginning father, or frontier father. We're talking about Allah, right? Okay. So, Allah. Subhanahu wa ta'ala, not? All right. Let's get it right. Noble Drew Ali teaches who made you. And the true answer is Allah. Thus, you are today as the one who made you. I ain't about to start preaching now. I feel y'all with the hallelujah. I feel you. This precludes the divine origin of your free national name. Nationality. All right? We getting it now? Which gives every living soul their holy lineage to the human family. Okay? Human. That means that black, Negro, that you're not in the human family when you say that. These are the true slave names, not Jones and Adams or no. The true slave names come from status that you are calling yourself that bears you know what they would call reparations in the future. How it would call what? Forth what? A lot. Because they can't pay one of you for the damage of so many hundreds of years. Let's think about this. The atrocities that have happened to these people in mixing and matching. Not only that, with the, we talking about your mind being wiped away from you. Your creed and your nationality taken from you. We're talking about denationalization. That is a crime. Y'all talking about war crimes and, oh man, they should be arrested for the... No. Ancient Moabites. Listen, Moab. Your mind is gone. You don't know who you are, and you don't know who or what to pray to. A lot of you are studying and coming across these links and this information, and, thank God for YouTube, and, a lot of brothers out here, 19 Keys, you got Billy Carson with the forbidden knowledge, you know what I'm saying? Yes. However, brothers like myself, man, we was doing this at 16. So a lot of that stuff, man, that's base, that's kindergarten, where I come from. I got that already. A lot of y'all do have that already, but we got to go back further to understand what we really going through. We have been lied to. We have been deceived. Somebody who's deceiving us, that's teaching us or reteaching us or re-educating us or training us to be these slaves, hold major keys out here. It's a lot of information. I can tell y'all that's over there in Italy, in Rome, in the Vatican, in the basement that will blow your mind. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, we were here operating under different types of premises and cadences, and our minds were not what they were today. We can't even fathom the levels of where we were in our mentality and our power, and it's time for that to return. People have invested in your mind not returning to you. However, it does not matter. Allah is the best of planners. We're getting this information. The prophet, there was a prophet. Noble Jew Ali said a lot of this information, laid this down over 100 years ago. So if we are in this political field and everybody's paying attention to politics, and okay, Biden got y'all attention, Trump got y'all attention, the LGBT, all of that got y'all attention. Okay, so I'm saying this to you Moorish Americans. Here's a task. I just want y'all to compete with something. If the prophet said that all we needed was everything that he left us to save our nation and to build our nation and to bring us back into the human fold and the human family, there's a lot we can study. From the LGBTQ plus, whatever they talking about next. They adding on, they stacking up. They got a flag. Huh? What? They got a flag. They flag flew on the White House. Oh, Beezy. Y'all seen him. He lit the whole White House up with the whole rainbow. The rainbow don't mean the rainbow covenant or what the law gave to us, saying what was going to happen. Nah, the warning, y'all know, the rainbow covenant. It don't mean that no more. It means something else now. Now, the point is, each one of those letters, them people don't even like each other or build, but they can come together for their rights because they've been oppressed, because they've been dealt with, discriminated against. Bear with me. Who that sound like? So if they can get it together in politic and lobby and aggregate income, create laws, get lobbyists to create bills, and use this American system that works when you work it, but first you have to unify. If the letter coalition and all of them can do it, what's your problem, Mobite? Ancient one, God of the universe, God of the Queen of the Nile of the Mississippi. The Mississippi is really the Nile, and we the mound builders and the ancient ones, and he be coming back to return. Return? How are we gonna return? If we gotta go through the fire. That's the only way out of the fire. We have the examples that are already set. We can stop all the nonsense and every Moorish American will be protected. The natural, divine laws protected just like everybody else in America that has their neighborhood and protected. Because you don't just go in Chinatown and tell Chinese people what to do in America. You don't do that. You can't do that. You can't go in the Jewish community and then all of a sudden you in Brooklyn somewhere and you start telling, the brothers, the Hasis ain't having that, man. You can't do that. So for the black, Negro, all that, and why they doing this? Because you out of order, you out of line. You calling yourselves names that God didn't even call you. Your ancient mamas and ancestors didn't call themselves that. We started the politics. If the Constitution comes from Muslim law, Thomas Jefferson wrote it, adopted it, it was dope, yeah, it's all that, but he was doing what he was doing. But the point is, the document, it's nothing wrong with that. All we got to do is read it, understand it, and enforce it. This is natural. This is what we're supposed to do. Why are the Moorish so afraid to be themselves? The prophet said, be yourself. And I am not talking about them up in the temples. I'm talking about you at home, listening to my voice, understanding that, descendant nature. Let's go somewhere real quick. The term descendant nature is both historically sound and legally correct. The descendant nature of every living creature is the built-in divine and natural powers to procreate. It is in the descendant nature for the birds to produce birds, elephants make elephants, whales give birth to whales, and human beings procreate human beings. Birds do not make beasts, and fish do not have human children. This is why, in all remembrances of man, he cannot recall when he was ever an ape, a bird, or a worm. Descendant nature. Let's get back to science. Let's get back to reality. Let's get out of fictitious mumbo jumbleness, okay? Let's deal with it. This is why you are Moorish American. Say it with me. Moorish American. Moorish American. Amore, America. All vowels are interchangeable. Morocco and America have the same consonants. The C and the K, ka, alif, bet. Don't let me get to speak in my Phoenician. But ka. Kaf is the ka. Kf. It's before it was a C. Okay? All this is Morocco. You're standing on Morocco. You are Moors, which is Moorish, all of that. Ancient empire, kingdoms we had, okay? Just look it up. I'm not talking about Morocco over there in that one state. Like I said, come on. We talking North and South America. We all one people and the adjoining islands. It's time to unify. It's time to delete the prejudices, okay? We are tribes, different tribes. The tribes can come together and bring back the nation. This is what the prophet ordered us to do before something coming or whatever comes and we not ready. We need to get it together, Moorish America. The time is now. Time is now. It's time for love. Islam.